Sally for combat. Boku Presbyterian Hospital, head of primary healthcare pharmacy. You know, yesterday I got the correct. Good morning to you as well as to you, Sally for combat. Sally, how are you? Yesterday we were here. We came to do so.
Oh, good morning to everyone. I hope that your weekend has been good. Yourself? Good weekend?
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
There's not ever a good weekend. It's okay. It's part of life. You will move on.
Okay, great. I have a very special good morning to a very special person who hopefully is watching us right now. Vincent Vojogwe, good morning to you. I have heard everything through Scholar and I really appreciate it. I hope that you're doing well this morning. Give him some shouts, Roland.
Well, Vincent, I pray that God enlightens you, but more so, God gives you life, health, and all that you need is also the wisdom to attach. Because when you have all these, all the successes you want, you can achieve.
Roland, you're being really nice.
That's real me.
Yeah, okay, all right. Okay, let's get on to the newspapers. We've got a couple of them in the studio this Monday morning. Today is actually February 24. It's the last in the month. As in the last week in this month of love. It's still very much a month of love.
And because we're in a leap year, it's going to be 29 days.
Yeah, and it's still very much cervical cancer free screening. If you want to take advantage of that free screening exercise going on at the Rich Hospital, the Greater Accra Regional Hospital. Please remember that they dedicated the entire February for this. So if you haven't been to the Rich Hospital yet, the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, to take advantage of the free cervical cancer screening, please do so this week. You don't want it to be too late. All right, let's settle down for the newspapers now. Thank you, by the way, for the nice comments. I'll start with the Finder newspaper. So front page of the Finder, 10 startups receive 1 million Ghana cedis, 795,000 Ghana cedis from Magdan Entrepreneurship Challenge, and then 300,000 Ghana cedis from Business Development Ministries. Free Zones boss to face off with incumbent New Jabbing South Member of Parliament in primaries. This is crucial. I mean, it's getting really heated in this particular constituency. Also, Class 4 girl allegedly defiled by teacher cries for justice. Togo awaits results on presidential election. Well, the way's a bit clear today. We understand that the incumbent is leading by over 70% of the votes. The closest person has some 18%. So clearly, if you look at in terms of the results that has come in, he's clearly in the lead and he has retained. This is his fourth term, by the way. Okay, so let's do the Daily Graphic newspaper, front page of the Daily Graphic. Curriculum review, no change in JHS, SHS duration. NACA clarifies. This is one of the things that's also been making rounds, particularly over the weekend. The National Council for Curriculum and Assessment has said the duration for both junior high school and senior high school education remains 3 years under the proposed Common Core program. The council has therefore dispelled rumors that under the CCP curriculum, the duration of JHS will be reviewed from the current 3 to 4 years, while SHS will be 2 years. So in an interview with the Daily Graphic, the Executive Secretary of NACA, that's Dr. Prince Hamid Amr, explained that the new curriculum was the second phase of the pre-tertiary curriculum review started back in 2017, from which kindergarten primary school programs were currently being implemented by the Ghana Education Service. So under the CCP, students will study a set of core subjects from Basic 7 to Basic 10 before opting for career-related or academic programs from Basic 11 to Basic 12. The curriculum is being designed around building character and nurturing values in addition to ensuring seamless progression for all learners from GHS to SHS. But it's a bit confusing with little bits coming out every now and then they have to react to it. Shouldn't we know exactly what we're in for from the very beginning so that we don't get different accounts and then we have to get in touch and get clarification? You see what I mean? So it's come very reactionary, instead of all of us knowing exactly what we're in for. right now.
And that is why, you know, just like related issues of the comprehensive sexuality education, the stakeholder engagement was also important and needed to be thorough. So nobody's saying that you have not engaged, but you needed to undertake a thorough stakeholder engagement so that before every action is undertaken, and we're talking about the pre-launch phases in which you're doing the drafts, the conversations, getting into the drafts, getting the reviews, and the finalizing. Everybody is on the same page. So, and I know this is, has been necessitated or precipitated by, I would say, maybe graphics, infographics about the years and people will ask, even though people can computerly generate information, how would they come to such conclusions if perhaps there's even no alteration at all to the cycle? And perhaps maybe we can have some great lessons learned from this, and we can do thorough stakeholder education. So that.
We've got more headlines on the front page of the paper, though. There's a bit on the Togo elections. So provisional results today, according to the Daily Graphic. But we've been hearing some provisional results already, particularly if you monitor the BBC. And there are some allegations also flying around. So the Togo opposition leader has accused authorities, for instance, of setting up fake polling stations in Saturday's presidential election to skew the results in favor of the incumbent. So Agbeyome Kujo made the accusation against President Faure Gnassingbé, who has been in power since 2005 when he took over from his father. The president's office is quoted by AFP news agency as denying the accusations. The results of the vote are expected by Friday. But we know that particularly if you've monitored what's the results that's been coming in and what's been announced, then clearly Faure Gnassingbé is in the lead. We'll see how that goes in the coming hours. Share processor wins Magdan Entrepreneurship Challenge, still on the front page of the Daily Graphic. UCC clash, Ogwa ATL halls involved, property destroyed, 4 injured. Once this comes up, it takes me back to an incident that got somebody bedridden, you know. It just disrupted his life just like that.
Well, same at UCC too.
Yes, campus disturbances. Not sure how this one happened, but details on page 16. Let's see if we can go to page 16 and read a bit of the story for you in the paper today. Okay, here we go. It says violent exchanges between students of the Uruguay and Atlantic halls of the University of Cape Coast over the weekend have led to the destruction of property. The cause of the clashes was not immediately known, but the police said they would today open full-scale investigations into the incident, which left 4 persons injured. The injured who were rushed to the university's hospital have all been treated and discharged. So I'm just going to ask our director, Fred Potufer, to call our colleague Richard Kojajako for us. Let's get a bit of clarification on this issue with Ogwa and ATL. He will know. Richard Kojajako will have a lot of details to share with us. So, Fred, please, let's give him a call. Okay. So we will get details of this before we wrap up this segment. Let's do the back page of the paper on the MTN FA Cup round of 64. Hearts beats. Is it Danbots 2-0? There's some very weird name. There was a name that was mentioned last week to me. Something Deportivo. Asokwan Deportivo. That was absolutely cracking. But, you know, my excitement is the fact that Hearts won. That's the whole idea. Kotoko Diana Stars crash out. Local giants, Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Diana Stars, have both been booted out of the MTN FA Cup after losing their respective matches yesterday. So that's like a hooray.
So biased. It's not even funny anymore.
Never say die. I mean, we've always been your standard. So check us out. We won our game 2-0. Let's do the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Front page of the Times. 2 UCC halls in bloody clash. Rampaging student destroy property. 3 injured in reprisal attacks. We will get some details from Richard Kojajako in a bit. Just wait for it. 10 startups get $1 million Ghana cedis boost. Share 795,000 Ghana cedis from Magdan Entrepreneurship Challenge. Progress made at ports under threats. That's according to Imani. Man stabs neighbor to death over woman. Gunmen on rampage fire at policeman. Weapons mechanic accused of treason discharged. Okay. Richard Kojuna, is somebody's watching us? And he's lying down by you. Tell him that his phone is ringing, but he's not responding. We need him to pick that call and give us details on this. Please. So Richard Kojuna, wake up from wherever you are. Let's do the back page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Well, it's full of sports protocol crash outs of FA Cup. Hearts subdued Danbot FC. Crash out. Yeah, so it's biased. Amazing. How do you want me to read it? Can you read it? Can you read the headline?
Is it?
Read the headline. This one, read it.
Which one?
This one.
Has subdued the Oh, which one?
Correct. All right, let's do the Daily Dispatch. Front page of the Daily Dispatch. Here we go. Battle for NPP's new job in South Slot. Can Befi unseat Asibe this time?
That's a tough one.
Mark. I mean, that seat is, things are playing out, and it's like if you're very close to the camp, then you know that there's heat inside.
Yeah, there've been some of the until now areas in which there was more heat or was heated, but it looks like they've been able to negotiate their way through. But this place, New Job and Charlie, the negotiations don't seem to be working. Because, they haven't worked, and nominations have been. The filing of the nomination have been closed, so it means that it is what it is.
You know, I think about Mr. Makasibe, well, he's kind of like cool and quiet. You know what I mean? Like,
Doc. Yeah.
As in
the way he does his politics.
Yeah, but he's a smooth operator.
Right. Let's see how it goes. Because prior to now, the one who has been making all the noise with big wigs of the party in terms of national executives who have thronged to his events like health walks and sometimes charity programs has been
the Free Zones boss.
Yes, that's Mr. Befi.
Yeah. All right, parliamentary seats are not chieftaincy ones. That's according to Kennedy Japan. Still on the front page of the Daily Dispatch. Battle for Damongo seats. Can an independent affect changes of NDC and NPP? So, you know, the key people that we'll be looking at, that's the incumbent Adam Mutawakilo, but the person is also challenging him from the office of the president and from the chief of staff's office as a deputy chief of staff. That's Abu Jinapo. So this is also one to definitely look at how that would unfold. I mean, 2020 election, Charlie, it will be a lot of tension.
Yeah. I think the tension will start coming after June. Because, you know, that's when...
Or after April?
No, after June. Because that's when the register would have been completed and there would have been the process of displaying or the compilation process.
I'm excited about the 2020 elections, but also in terms of security, I'm not sure if we kind of are aware of what we'll possibly face in 2020, so that are all the senses alert.
I think so. I think so.
Maybe in the coming months. So.
It's the trust about fairness and respect for public authority that needs, and then also getting the buy-in of the stakeholders. And we're talking about the parties.
Okay.
That's needed.
All right. So there's an independent candidate still in the Damongo, constituency, and his picture is also on the front page of the paper. So that's David Tiki Dange, an independent parliamentary candidate for Damongo constituency. All right, so that's how come they've got this headline: can an independent affect changes of NDC and NPP? Right. All right, let's do the independent front page. Ghana's battalion in South Sudan awarded. Education Ministry launches report to enhance quality education in basic schools. We'll tell you about this report's on the Get Fans annual reports from 2012 to 2018. That's got people talking. We will discuss this matter here on our show. Alex Mo tears into Akufo-Addo over Aker Energy deal. The Daily Statesman front page: minority can join debate on SONA, says minority leader. Well, it's not up to the majority leader to decide, by the way. Bahamas illegal tax waivers to face probe Accra interchanges come to life using arts. And this is one that's got people excited on Facebook in particular over the weekend. We're kind of changing, which is really good, because when you visit some other countries, you see arts, you know, in the hearts of some of their crucial places, and we're beginning to learn that as well. One of the things that people were saying, Roland, was that we hope that we'll see people posting things, paper into crusade and election and things like that, or these things. So, yeah. The Economy Times.
Which have always been a feature, right?
Yeah, Ghana starts interbank live forex trading. Ghana to spend additional $937 million to refund deposit held at failed lenders, minus to contribute 8% of revenue to fund CDA, which replaces CSR. So that's my way of what's on the front page of the Economy Times newspaper. Walker?
Yeah. So
walk us through the rest of the papers.
Let's go through the daily guide. We have it here. Mahama in dirty cocoa politics. That's on page 3 of the paper. We also do have Nigerian grant for Ghana card registration. Has an attached picture of a man said to be the suspect. Now, Chief cautions NDC minority on Poalogo Dam. You have the Chief's picture and name there. Okunkom goes home today. We're talking about the late Nana Kwesi Agyeman, former mayor of Kumasi. He has his billboards all in Accra.
Yeah. I happen to know his son, who is
great.
a doctor at the Kofonoche Teaching Hospital.
So you will be going to the funeral?
I have received the invitation, actually.
When is your flight? What time is your flight?
I haven't booked one.
Yeah.
The last time I did.
The heat is around, so it means the weather is clear.
The last time I did, I had a horrible experience. I didn't share it with you. I had a horrible experience.
With the flight?
With the flights. I mean, we checked in, waiting for them to announce that we should get on board. And then, you know, a lady just comes and says, because of poor visibility, the flight has been
because
canceled.
of poor visibility.
I get it. I mean, safety first. But communication was bad. I mean, so what are the options? What happens next? You know, all of that.
But what did you pay for additional options? You pay for normal ticket?
No, I paid for normal ticket. But I'm saying that when you've cancelled, especially if it's a two-way, and you know that per your rules, I'll be affected with the decision that I make if I manage to find my way to the destination and I'm returning.
You are saying for
customer... You should communicate.
For customer service purposes, maybe they should communicate earlier.
Exactly.
Or even say that maybe we're providing a high vehicle.
I was so disappointed. And then when I managed to finally get some information from them after I kept calling, then they said to me, if you decide to come one way with our flight, we won't give you a refund for the one that we cancelled. I mean, who does that?
So you decided to collect the two?
Of course, I wanted my money. Okay. So I came by road.
So did they give you the money in cash or?
No, they refund. You know, the rule is you refund through the same means that I paid, which was through mobile money. So they gave me my money, except that they didn't give me the compensation for the cancellation, because per the rules, I'm entitled to $60. And I'm going to be pursuing that. I haven't done that yet.
You paid USD?
I didn't pay USD, but that's they gave me a certain letter that when they cancel or whatever.
Please have our sympathies for the.
No, I mean, I don't need sympathies. I was so disappointed in Africa World. Like I was so disappointed. But you know, yeah. Let's continue with the papers.
So this be Africa. So.
Oh, this is Africa. So. When you pay for a service, you expect. I mean, you can cancel flights.
My condolences.
I don't need it.
Condolences.
I don't need it.
Okay, so let's go to the back page. The back page of the Daily Guide has a story. Fury destroys Wilder. And look, we're going to have Benedict also coming into the studio and giving us insights, highlights into that great match. It was a great match. I watched it. It was a great match, live. I don't watch Super Sports before because I don't have it, Charlie. Great man, I don't have Super Sports.
So this one, where did you watch it?
So Video Center, this thing.
At that odd time?
I'll tell you it was 5 something. Long time.
Let's finish before the cut us.
It was nice, so Charlie match.
Oh, so we still couldn't get Richard Konjako, Fred.
Let me do center spread.
Yes, please do.
Okay, center spread, we do have. Burna Boy stole most of his songs from Fela. You know, there's a video on YouTube trying to compare some. I don't think it's a big
so
deal. But
what?
Banner Boys, the youth. I don't know why, you know, enemies of Africa.
Enemies no big.
Yeah, let's do the Custodian. Last one, only the main story. Custodian. This is the front page of the Custodian. Custodian, edited by my good friend Awudu Mahama. I'm talking about Awudu Mahama. Salifu Combat, you are in the Boku.
Roland Walker.
Yeah, I shouldn't mention Salifu's name now. Salifu
If you're done with the papers, we have to go.
We have the Custodian. This is the front page. Government begins 5 billion Ghana cedi payment to savings and loans depositors today. I'm done. Which one do you have?
Oh, no, you know, just to say that, again, if you've been monitoring the stories that have come out, one of the hottest issues now is the fact that the Education Minister, Matthew Opoku-Prempeh, and Deputy Majority Leader, Sarah Joa-Saffos, their names are among some high-profile politicians listed as beneficiaries of Get Fund scholarships in the Auditor General's latest report. That's a matter that we will be looking at closely on our show this morning. But we know we've had some reactions coming through, and we would you know, let you in on that as well. So, Charlie, some plenty names be. Well, the scholarships. We will go back and tell you what the scholarships, like who the possible beneficiaries could be,
based on the regulations.
You know, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then we'll run you through some of the names coming up, whether they fit that definition or not. Charlie, some of us, will we ever get scholarships?
I think so.
Hey.
There's nothing wrong.
Well, we've got a special, it's a happy 80th birthday to my beautiful, energetic and prayerful mother-in-law, teacher Madame Grace Lamte from Daniel Boyfield, who is our General Manager, Treasury here at the Multimedia Group. Madame Grace Lamte, a happy birthday to you. Happy 80th birthday to you.
Well, we're taking a break for sports. When we come back, all the latest from the world of sports. Stay with us.